Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Fanadian here. I'd like to welcome you all to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins quarterback situation going into training camp. You got a bit of a big one here for you guys today because the quarterback position has been a pretty hot button topic for the Miami Dolphins all off season. So, just like I did with the other position groups, we'll go over all the players currently on the roster going into training camp, who I think is going to make the 53-man roster, and then just some general thoughts on the position group. But in this case, it'll just mainly be thoughts on Tua. So let's get started here with how they're listed in order on MiamiDolphins.com with Jacoby Brissett. 6 years NFL experience, spent 4 years playing with the Colts, just signed a 1 year, $5 million deal with the Miami Dolphins this offseason to become the team's backup quarterback. He spent some time with Indy, going between being the starter and the backup. I know he took over when Andrew Luck retired right before the season. I know last season he lost his starting job. I guess they signed Philip Rivers because they said, I guess Jacoby just didn't cut it. And I guess, kind of thoughts on Jacoby is this guy really is a top tier backup. Like, he is one of the best backups in the league, but I guess you could say for a starting quarterback he would be lower on the starting QB tier list. But the one thing I will say about him is he's the kind of player that's not really going to go out there and win you the game, but he's also not going to go out there and lose you the game, right? He's going to play safe, he's going to play smart, and you put him on a team like this with the Dolphins defense, you're going to be able to win some football games, which is all you could really ask for from your backup quarterback is that he could just go in there and not lose you the game, right? If something happens where Tua does go down with an injury, the team is not completely screwed in that game. You can still win with Jacoby Brissett. Next up here, Reed Sinnett, 1 year experience, hasn't played an NFL down, was the team's practice squad quarterback last year. Probably going to continue to be the same thing this year, unless he just goes absolutely nutty in training camp, and then maybe he beats out Jacoby Brissett somehow or something like that. But don't really see that happening. Really see him just going back to being the practice squad guy. And next, Tua Tagovailoa, second year coming in here in the NFL. Year Tua had a okay rookie season is how I'd explain it. He had an overall 52.5 QBR, 26 overall. You'd say that's pretty low, but Joe Burrow, who everybody loves, also only had a 56.2 QBR. We got Tua also with an 87.1 passer rating, 65.4 PFF grade, and if we look at his stats here, not too bad, not too great here. I would just look here for last year. So 186 completions on 290 attempts through 1,814 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 ints, took 20 sacks. Do we have rushing here? We do. 36 attempts, 109 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So overall, pretty all right, right? He went 6-3 as a starter, had some pretty not so good games, right? Like the Broncos game and the Raiders game were pretty bad. But he also had some really good games, like against the Bengals and the Chiefs. But mainly had a bunch of like decent games, right? If you look at like the Chargers game and the Pats game, where he's just kind of did what he had to do to win the game, right? Nothing too crazy, just played safe, played around the defense, moved the ball down the field, and scored enough points to win the football game. So overall, I would describe this rookie season as okay. I know you guys have probably heard everything there is about Tua in the rookie season when it comes to, coming off the hip injury, no proper offseason. The Chan Gailey offense was not meant for him. The lack of weapons, the rookie O-line, the poor run game, every single sports, just whatever out there, podcasts, YouTube channels, talk shows have just been talking about Tua all offseason. So I'm sure you guys have heard all about it by now as Dolphins fans, because I know I'm just constantly getting Tua stuff rammed down my throat all the time. So let's go on to who I think is going to make the team. The Dolphins had two quarterbacks on the starting roster last year. I believe they'll do the same thing again this year. And I feel like it's a bit obvious that it'll be Tua and Jacoby Brissett making the team, unless, like I mentioned earlier, Reed Sinnett just comes out here and has a Hollywood movie type training camp where he just goes absolutely Super Saiyan and just like, I don't even know. He'd have to go absolutely crazy to make the roster here above Jacoby, who they just signed, and Tua, who they just drafted 5th overall last year. So that's what I think is going to make the team. Let's just get into some Tua thoughts here. So The first thing I really just want to say about Tua is the guy has only played 9 games. We all need to just take some more time to just chill out and just really wait to like really form more of a proper opinion on the guy, right? I think everybody right now just going out there and being like Tua's a bust, he sucks. You're kind of a clown, but also on the other side, everyone who's just like Tua's an MVP is guaranteed to be great. Also a little bit of a clown. Personally, I find myself in the middle of these people where I think he showed some good stuff. Whereas Dolphins fans, we could really be excited for him coming into this year. He definitely showed some good traits that could make him like a great quarterback. Right? We should definitely be excited as Dolphins fans, but he really needs to improve still and needs to step up into the second year if he's going to be the Miami Dolphins franchise quarterback that we all want him to be here. So I think he will improve though, because a lot of those issues and things that were kind of holding him back last year aren't there and have been addressed by the team, right? You know, they got he's going to be in more shape, right? His personal trainer said last year he thought he was only 60% coming off the hip injury. Now we think Tua's more like at 100% efficiency, I guess you could say. He's in really good shape now, perfect health. You got him more weapons, right, with Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle, who they drafted. We got no more Chan Gailey. He got kicked out. Now we got two co-OCs making a custom offense for Tua that they'll be able to help teach him and craft and build around him. So he should feel more comfortable. The O line should be improved, right? The rookies from last year should have more experience. They brought in some vets, drafted Liam Eichenberg, and I think just coming in as the main man is going to help him a lot here. He's going to get those first team reps. He is the guy. He's got the confidence. We might see Jacoby Brissett snipe some snaps during training camp, but that's just probably to get him ready just in case he has to play, even though let's hope nothing happens and Tua plays all 16 games. It's just, you never know. So when you do see some reports coming out that Jacoby's getting reps with the first team players, don't get all worked up. Don't get too excited. I know some media people are going to try and get all the fans riled up and say, oh, is there a QB controversy? There's not. That's just, how training camp kind of goes. So another thing I want to mention that would really help him out here too is just a normal off season, right? No COVID. He was at mini camp. They're going to have this training camp. He's been throwing with his receivers, working out, and just he's going to have a better understanding of everything this year. And not having to rehab is super huge, right? There's a huge difference between rehabbing and actually training and working out, and we could all see it in the pictures with just how more jacked up this guy looks, in all his photos he's posting online of him training. So let's look at some projected Tua stats here. So if we go here, I'll look at the first one. We're on fantasypros.com. We're looking at fantasy websites because this is, who's doing all the stat projecting right now. So they got Tua going for 3,957 yards, I guess 26 touchdowns if you round up here, 14 ints, 205 rushing yards, and they go. I'm probably going for 3 touchdowns again. If we look here at footballrazball.com, they got him going for 4,300 passing yards, 28 passing touchdowns, 14 ints. We got 267 rushing yards. I guess they got him going for 4.5 rushing touchdowns and 3 fumbles. So this is what I see most websites projecting. I saw PFF. I really wanted to try and find the picture where they had the projections for all three second year quarterbacks coming into 2021, and they had Tua also throwing for this many yards. Personally, though, I kind of agree more with the Fantasy Pros rankings. I don't know if we'll actually see Tua hit 4,000 passing yards this season just because of, the way the Dolphins team likes to play. I think they're more of a defense, field position, run the football, play the clock out kind of team. Not as much of a let's light these guys up, run up the scoreboard, big offense team. But it's hard to say because we don't know how this new offense is going to look until we go through training camp and they get into the preseason and we get to see these guys play in action. If you're just wondering, what are my rankings for Tua? Where do I think he'll stack up amongst other NFL quarterbacks? My honest opinion is he'll probably be a middle of the pack quarterback, but more like top middle of the pack, right? I think he's got a good shot at being ranked somewhere in between the 10 to 16 range. I think he has got a shot at being a top 10 quarterback if, everything goes right and he comes in here much improved. Jalen Waddle and Will Fuller play great. The O line steps up. The new offense that they build works. This guy could definitely be top 10. Top 5, that's a pretty huge stretch. I don't know if that's possible, right? I wouldn't go close to putting him on that Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, even Josh Allen tier. He's got to really prove himself more before he can get even close to being in that discussion. But I also want to say I definitely do not think he'll be a bottom 10 quarterback in 2021. And if he is, I'm going to be extremely depressed. So that's just kind of my thoughts here on Tua and the quarterbacks. That's his on the team. That's who I think is going to make the team overall. I'd say the Dolphins are in a pretty good position when it comes to quarterbacks, as in we do have a promising young talent in Tua here going into year two, and we also got a solid backup here in Jacoby Brissett. And that's pretty much this video. Let me know what you guys think. Did you like it? Do you guys like Tua? You got belief in Tua? Do you not believe in him? Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more Dolphins content. And until then, thanks for watching, everybody, and hopefully I see you in the next video.